Well, here we are again. Good evening, everybody. I hope the day has gone well for you. It's not going too badly here. As you can see, I have Aloft up and running. So, little background, I suppose, in case you're not familiar with Aloft. It is basically a cozy adventure that involves flight, and very gratifyingly you unlock flight very shortly after you start. So the advertising feature that you may have seen on Steam is available immediately, and it's rather nice. In fact, all in all, the game is rather soothing. I have only got a couple of hours into it because I got it yesterday. I don't know if I can safely say that it's everything that the blurb promises, but so far, so good. It is a single-player and multiplayer game, but the multiplayer works by rather having centralized servers, at least as far as I can tell. Individual players such as myself open up their system for other people to join the adventure. Essentially, it is more of a way to get friends together than it is, say, what do they call it? A massively multiplayer online game. So it's not quite like having a Minecraft server with hundreds of people potentially joining, or a Sky server with thousands of people joining. This is not necessarily a bad thing. It is simply a different way of doing online cooperative. But what I'm playing at the moment is the single player. I have not actually started a game, having left it previously, which is precisely what I am about to do. I'm assuming this is it. Okay. Oh, right, that's how you do it. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, I see. It keeps a rolling backup of, looks like the last 35 minutes. I'm assuming that's the one. Okay. Oh, I see. Well, that is interesting. That is not quite like Minecraft, where you basically have the one character and it's always the same. So I'm assuming that means if I change my clothing, for example, that stays with me, maybe? Don't know. I do not know. And this is precisely where I left off last time. And I don't remember what I'm doing. Hi, Oxford. I have not seen you in a while. How are you doing? I'm slightly bothered because I can't hear. Ah. I didn't have the sound turned up high enough for my earbuds to pick it up. Thanks for joining me. I don't know how much of my blurb you just got, but I literally have 2 hours into this, and I am basically just messing around. Apparently, one of the features of the game is you can take one of these floating islands and equip it with sails and fly around. Which sounds interesting, I have to say. And I don't know what I'm doing today. One of the things I was doing, one of the things that you're doing in this, apart from flying, I do love the flying dynamic. I can't remember if you remember me telling the story, but I got started playing on Sky because of the flying. I thought the flying looked cool, and so I started playing Sky Children of the Light. I saw this, I thought the flying looked cool, and so far the flying does not disappoint. It's actually rather good. And I've just realized something. I've got my... Just give me a moment. I've got my webcam in the wrong place. I just need to move this. I forgot. Top right hand corner seems more suitable than bottom right, which is my usual. There is information on the bottom right, which if I have my if I have my webcam in the usual place, it doesn't work. Well, it does work, but I mean is it blocks off information. So this is a much safer position. As I said, the game is in early access, so it is still very much in development. You can see that occasionally. Oh. I don't know to what extent you can die, although I seem... Oh! I didn't realize that was what was happening. Okay. Alright. Well, that's not too... Nice of them to actually tell me. I was meaning to find out what happened when you die, and well, I guess I just did. So I'm assuming that means I'm basically taking a it's reloaded from a previous position. I still don't know any of the game dynamics. Oh, actually, while I'm thinking about it, this was bugged yesterday. This is one of these knowledge points I'm supposed to... Okay. I'm not sure if I've done enough to do what it says, but actually I should be able to check. Interacting with things is only possible when you've restored the island's ecosystem, as they put it. And I can. That means I should be able, at least in principle, to get this to work. But apparently it's going to be difficult. No. Yes, they are. Well, one of them is. That was new to me. I had not encountered that previously. It is kind of interesting in that the game, to me, obviously is taking cues, a bit from Minecraft, a bit from Sky, maybe a bit from Journey, which is almost the same as saying a bit from Sky. So maybe that is or isn't glitched, I don't know. All right. Oh, look, it literally just starting from where I left off. That's actually kind of nice in this kind of game. It's supposed to be cozy. It's not supposed to be this big, huge, massively dangerous thing. Okay, so now I can go back over there, check to see whether this qualifies as clearing the island. Oh, the other thing is that I was thinking but hadn't said it. This was sort of reminding me of Palia a bit. And then I remembered, I think both Palia and this game used the Unity engine, which would explain some things. The GPU and CPU utilization are very similar in terms of how much effort, how much of the GPU is being used at this frame rate and how much of the CPU is being used. And the CPU utilization is rather nicely multi-threaded, which is always nice. I always like it when developers go to the effort of properly using a multi-core CPU, and that appears to be what they've done. Now, there was a book around here somewhere. Let's see. Okay, so that has... This is unlocked. Now I can very calmly oh right. What kind of is that your profession, or is this something you do for fun? And what kind of animation are you doing? Feel free to give yourself, if you have a website or a YouTube channel, feel free to advertise it here. Well, that's a better seated animation than some I've seen. Okay, so I'm guessing this is glitched. Oh well. Alright, let's make myself a... see if I can remember how to do it. Nope. Crafting, crafting, crafting. Where's my... crafting, food and drink, sleeping. Nope. Ooh. What does this do? I like that you can... oh, okay. Oh, that's rather nice. Hmm. This is kind of adjunct to what you're saying, at least in my mind. Ah, that's it. That's its build, isn't it? Are these all things I've learned? Yes. What was it? Yesterday? Yes, yesterday. I got this notification from Google to try their AI art generation. What does this make? So I asked this program to do me a picture of a juvenile T-Rex with feathers like a kiwi, and it actually came up with a pretty reasonable hypothetical approximation of just that. I was quite impressed, to be honest. Now it said field guide, didn't it? So doesn't necessarily... Okay, I'm guessing I don't have enough of those. Oh, I don't have any. That would tend to explain it. Hang on, what do I need to do with that? Hay. Okay. Well, okay. I know how to make hay. Apparently my own sword. Ah! I can make my own sword. Yeah, the crafting feature's kind of interesting. Do you know how in Minecraft it doesn't really give you hints on how to build stuff. In fact, so much of Minecraft is almost guesswork. This is a little bit more precise than that. Oh. Okay, I'm just curious now to have a go at stuff. Well, I need another one of those. Why do I get the feeling this is not going to be massively helpful, but what's this? Field guide! That's how you make a field guide. I mean, I suppose, yeah, you can randomly put stuff together on a crafting table in Minecraft, but it doesn't give you clear indication. This is useful in that it actually says, if it's got a yellow dot, you can try something with it. That's actually kind of a nice thing. I kind of like that. So did I make a field guide? Where's my... Yeah, there we go. Oh no, that's a sketchbook. Did I not... I thought I made a field guide. Hang on. I did. And... oh, okay. Equip tree seeds. Plant tree seeds on the ground. I think I've got tree seeds. I'm pretty certain I picked up tree seeds at some point. Oh, there we go. Alright, plants tree seeds on the ground. Alright, let's do that. Oh, I see. That's what we're doing here. Okay, maybe this will do it. And do I have any left? I think I do. Maybe that should be enough when I'm done. I need more tree seeds. Okay. Oh no, I do have them. Oh, I see. It subtly changes colour. Doesn't want me to put it there. Yeah. So, now let's see if that has sufficiently restored the ecosystem that I can... Oh, look at that. Cute little trees. And that was the solution. It wasn't a glitch, it was me not understanding the quests properly. I still need to find and examine the second fresco. I've got absolutely no idea where that is. Oh, it actually did say I had to consult the field guide, which I did not do, so I think. Okay. All right. So, oh, I start to see this. See, you really do set up your whole little ecosystem. That's rather nice. Or at least I think it is. I have absolutely no idea how big this world is. But let's see if I can do that task. Find and examine the second fresco. Gives me an excuse to fly around, which I do appreciate. Yeah, that's not a great little animation, but it's not too bad. Yeah, it's funny, people's definition of early access varies. This is very clearly early access. There's features missing, there's I think there's some videos missing too. I came across something that looked very much like a placeholder. And the strange thing is, and then you have another game in early access, which would be Sky. That is technically on PC. I think that is still early access. And yet it's pretty much complete. If I have a comparison of Sky on PC versus Sky on iPad, they're practically identical. Whereas this definitely has stuff that's not been done yet. Not a complaint, just an observation. I mean, they warn you at the beginning that this is in early access, so it's not like you have an excuse to complain. So, what else has been happening? I did a live stream this morning, as per usual. Weekend streams are not guaranteed, which is why I don't have them on a schedule anywhere. There's a ladybird. Or what is it? So that stream went tolerably well. I'm 60 odd days into the long dark, to my great surprise, and I'm actually still alive. What's really funny is at least one of the players who watches is far more experienced. No, more than one. Several of the people who actually watch my long dark live stream know far more about it than I do, and I drive them a bit crazy with some of the stuff I refuse to do. I don't like doing things like shooting deer late at night. Sorry, late in the day, because that means I won't have the chance to try and track the wounded deer down. And I then have to hope it dies and then try and track it down later, which I don't like doing. But they've given me a lot of very useful information. Oh, this is kind of cute. I can't help but feel that, so I'm completely changing the subject. I don't think this is necessarily fully optimized yet. There are definitely times when I see a unaccountable drop in the frame rate. And I think it's... I don't know. I think either because it's loading in or generating a new section, or because it's not been properly optimized. I've seen areas where the frame rate's definitely dropped, and I don't just mean glitched. I mean it's dropped, say, 15 frames a second. And then if I go and look at things like CPU and GPU utilization, I'm nowhere near maxed out. So I shouldn't see that kind of frame rate drop. And yet the CPU still has plenty of oomph left in it. So hopefully that'll get sorted at some point. In other news, if anybody's been listening to me talking about this keyboard I bought the other day, had it shipped in from the United States, as a matter of fact. I did report, I think, during a stream that one of the issues I'd had with it was I couldn't get it to work with the configuration system on the manufacturer's website, and the manufacturer is Nuphy, N-U-P-H-Y. Well, the good news is I can actually access that website just fine on my MacBook Air, which I duly did. Which is useful because you can update firmware and this kind of thing. Bad news is I can't access that same website from Linux. So I contacted Nuphy, and they actually sent me a response. In fact, they sent me a couple of responses. I've had a little bit of conversation going. And they sent me some instructions which I don't entirely understand yet about getting it working with Linux. So I am going to cheat, and I'm going to ask my son for help. And hopefully between the two of us we'll sort something out. Right. Find and examine the second fresco. That's what I'm trying to do, isn't it? I can't even remember what the first fresco was like, and that was just yesterday. Ah, that's it. That's it from yesterday, I think. Whoa. Oh, that did a pretty good job of pretending I didn't actually run headlong into the cliff face. Right, this is where I started yesterday, I think. I'll find out. Yes. This is my starting point, I think. Yes, because I put a workbench and a hang glider system together. So this is where I was yesterday. So, and this is where it gave me the task of finding the second fresco. So one would assume that it's, given that this is so early in the game, that the second fresco should be somewhere nearby. Or maybe not, I don't know, maybe it's as far away as you can possibly get. But at least I know roughly what it looks like now, I am reminded. Okay, let's go hop. Let's go hop on a few islands and see if I can find this thing. Don't tell me that was it was that easy. It can't be, can it? Nope. And I can't remember if I've actually... Oh! Okay. Oh, of course, they say those are knowledge stones, aren't they? That's what those are. I missed that useful piece of information, so it's unlocking crafting things for me. Of course, like most crafting games, everything's essentially, they give you wooden floors, leaf blinds, whatever. So it's not Minecraft level crafting, where you basically take, well, everybody knows what Minecraft crafting is like in terms of is this where I came from? It is. So it's fairly traditional type of crafting in games, which of course is going to be a bit of a problem for me when it comes to building stuff, because as I have frequently said, I have the building capabilities of a deranged hamster. And I've never seen a deranged hamster. Having said that, a deranged hamster probably can build its own nest fairly well. Now that I think about it, maybe that is actually a fairly apropos comparison, because when Minecraft, my idea of building something is dig a big hole, massive hole in the ground, and build everything down there. That is not entirely unhamster-like behavior. Yep, I've been there. I must admit, one thing I haven't tried is... I think you just get wood from this. Oh, you get charcoal! Of course, because it's a burnt tree. Alright. I didn't know that. If in doubt, hack something, and you will get some... Now, actually, here's something I want to learn. Do I get seeds from every tree? I do not. I was wondering, you see, if you got seeds from every tree, that would make it a little... Ooh, what's that? Where did I get that from? Yeah, I was wondering if... how replaceable. You know how in Minecraft you cut down a tree, You clear the leaves, you get saplings. You can eventually replace all the trees with saplings. I was wondering if they had that mechanic. I hope so. Well, let's give this a bit of an experiment. Okay, so it's not a one-for-one necessarily, but at least I can replace some of what I build. Huh, okay, that's nice. I do get to replace stuff. Where's my seeds gone? So what was... Oh! I didn't know you could do that. Huh. Handy. And for the benefit of anybody watching, I have not seen any videos or other people's playthroughs or anything like that. This only became available for me... well, I got it yesterday, but it only became available or playable on Steam Deck on the 29th. That's when they announced it. And then I noticed yesterday that it was now playable on Steam Deck, which is essentially what I'm doing here. A Steam Deck obviously uses Linux, and I'm using Linux. So far my experience has been, if a game is Steam Deck certified, I can play it. So, can you make any island? Can you sail of any island eventually? Although this one looks like it's halfway there. Oh, I've been here before. Oh, that's a nice little one. I wonder if you can actually take an island, something like this one, and then sort of put a wooden sheath around the whole thing so that it actually looks like a sailing ship. That actually would be very cool. I would be totally on board with that. Because I think you can sail it into that, because they say something about braving the hurricane. I'll tell you what, after the long dark, this is positively relaxing. As much as I love the long dark, and it's a great game. It's not what you call relaxing. Where have I seen this kind of effect before? I know I have somewhere. It's probably anime, but I can't remember which one. We don't have a map, do we? I haven't seen any indications of a map. Well, Minecraft doesn't either, unless you use Zero's minimap or some other mod. Makes it slightly difficult to know where I've been. So far, actually, I can recognize things, which for me is something unusual. I am notorious of getting lost when I really shouldn't. Oh, that looks interesting. Oh, this is where I started. I think this is where I started. It is not. Okay, I thought it was. It is quite a pretty game. It definitely gives you the feeling that you are high in the air rather than, say, on the ground. I know I'm on the ground in that I'm on a floating island, but have I must have been here before. Yep, I must have. Otherwise I'd be able to access whatever knowledge that thing has to impart. Now this place I've been to before, and this one. I wonder what happens if you hit the boundary wall, if there is. Well, I assume there is. I mean, this does make it look like there's something off in the distance. Ah, look at that. Yes. I've hit the boundary. I think. Am I stuck? Oh, I see. Okay. That's not the best mechanism to stop you from going out of bounds. I mean, they could have just turned me around. That's a little bit... That's a bit off, guys. Sorry. Yeah, you've got to... That's... I've seen enough invisible balls in games to know that there are better ways of implementing that other than letting me be stuck in the wall and then just killing me. Well, not killing me per se, but... Bit of a cheek. Alright, so you've got multiple archipelagos. You can fly around one, just one, as much as you like, but to switch between them you need a flying island. That is good to know. Didn't cost me anything to find out. The problem is that I wish there was some kind of visual indicator, but there isn't. See, it looks as though there's something in the clouds, but I'm guessing I can't get to them, so I'll have to content myself with what I've got here. Which is fine. I've got no problems with that. It's not as if I'm in a rush. Find the other fresco. Well, the second one. There could be far more than two, I do not know. So here I've definitely been before. Oh, it does have a sun. I had not previously noticed the sun. And yeah, I think their distance blurs a little bit off. But, meh, that's okay. That's a minor thing. As a Minecraft player, or previously a Minecraft player, I haven't played it in some time. I don't get to quibble too much about graphics. Yep, definitely been there before. I recognize it. And this is my... I think this is my starting island, isn't it? Yep. I ought to advertise this. You know how they have those YouTube channels? In fact, I can see some of them here. This one says, Autumn Forest Atmosphere, Melody of Birds Cheeping. Chirping, sorry, chirping. It says chirping. Oh, I could almost do that with this. If I found a way of automating it. How do people get the graphics and the music for ASMR videos? You know, music, soothing type videos. Okay. I mean, do they make the whole things themselves? Because, or do they use copyright-free music, or is it so generic? I don't know. I shall have to ask to find out, because I've seen some of those websites, those YouTube channels. For example, there's one here next to my YouTube preview. 675 watching. There's another one here. 8 hours meditative sounds of a flowing mountain river. 188,000 views. There's another one down here. Mystical serenity, spiritual healing meditation music, 1 million views. And that's been up for 2 months. So I'd love to know how they actually assemble something like that. Run out of things to say for a moment. I'm sorry about that. I'd love to know how water gets in there. I mean, is it rainfall? I keep thinking like that I should be able to jump on the lily pads, but yeah, I can't. That's that sort of Minecraft, you know how you can jump on lily pads in a very improbable fashion. Now, it looks to me like I can't go that way. And there doesn't look to be anything over here. In fact, is that sparkly effect the wall that knocked me back last time? Now, I confess, I'm slightly at risk of getting a teensy bit frustrated. I've had that goal, find and examine the second fresco, pretty much since I left this island, and I've done various bits and pieces then. But I have not seen the other fresco. And at the moment, everything is starting to look as though I won't say I've been everywhere in this archipelago, because I don't know how big it is. But it is starting to have that sort of feel about it. And we're heading towards another hurricane type system there. So I'm going to assume that's the delineation of each one. Am I making a mistake by assuming that all the islands are more or less in a single plane? I mean, what happens if I go way high? Well, I am way high, I suppose, but I mean, is there... Well, obviously there must be some limit. I've been here before. And at a guess, I'm heading out of bounds, I think. That would seem to be a reasonable assumption. Did it again. Alright. Oh, this time I managed to turn around. Okay. Didn't get completely stuck. So maybe that was more my problem than theirs. It would be funny if it turns out that the second fresco actually necessitated the building of a ship and then flying to another archipelago. And this is actually kind of where I started the day. Right, I have been streaming for an hour, which means I need to take a quick break. I will be gone for about, typically it seems to be 4 minutes, so I will be back shortly. And I will see you all in a bit. almost forgot the microphone. Can't remember which way I was flying in now. If anybody's wondering what I'm doing, I am still trying to do what it says in the top left. Find the other fresco. I have no idea where it is. Ooh. I did not mean to do that. Oops. Sorry about that. That will teach me not to hit keys at random. That was a moment of utter silliness there. I forgot. Excuse me while I restart the game. Hopefully it'll just... What I was trying to do was switch to first person mode. And I thought... Let's see. Excuse me a moment. Toggle first/third person. Okay, so I presume that is function F4. Yes, it is. Why don't I have more than one function key? I'm used to having... I think I'm used to having more than one function key, and I'm used to being over on the left side, I think. But okay. I hit Alt F4 by mistake. Now I know Alt F4 in Windows closes down your game. It closes down your window, but I didn't realize it did the same thing in Linux. Yes, I'm used to function being on the right side, not the left. Sorry, other way around. I'm used to function being on the left side, not the right. And on this keyboard, it's over here. I suppose... No, I can't. I thought maybe I could change out some of the keys. It is kind of nice that it supports widescreen. To be honest, I don't think I've found a game yet that doesn't. But I mean, I haven't played all kinds of games, so I don't own that many. But when I first started switching to widescreen, I did wonder to what extent there was support for that. And so far, everything I've tried hasn't had a problem. Even some of the old games, The Long Dark, for example, is came out in 2014. It supports widescreen just fine. Rather amusingly, playing Sky, I once, just for the heck of it, stretched the entire thing across all of my screens. I have 3 of them. Got a widescreen, curved widescreen in the middle, and 2 curved 27-inch screens on either side. And so I thought, just for fun, let's see what happens if I stretch the Sky gameplay screen across all of them for a resolution, I think, of something like 8560 by 1440. It did actually work quite well. I mean, the view was definitely weird, but it did work. It did work. Field of view got a bit squiffy. And I'm back to the start. Haven't found out yet what happens if you drop too far. I can only assume it knocks you back to your last save point. So does the archipelago basically then consist of islands more or less in a straight line? In the process of finding out. One thing I don't know yet is do they all have the same basic biome, or do they have different biomes? Is each archipelago got its own different climate? That kind of thing. I wonder if I can land on that. I can. Excuse me. So let's work on the idea that everything is more or less in a line. Ooh, what's that? And have I seen it before? Yeah, the odd thing about this particular island is it always says follow the ancient path, and I have no idea. I say I have no idea what it means. No, actually I don't. I have not yet, apparently, successfully followed the ancient path. Well, now I shall. I think. Yep, there's that sort of glitchy thing it does every so often. I wonder, let me just have a little experiment with something. So I am going to switch VSync off and see what kind of frame rate. Okay, this is currently giving me 80 frames a second, 79. VSync's not on, so what happens then if I have a look at G overlay and see what kind of performance this is giving me? Because it doesn't pause the game. Sorry. Oh, that is interesting. It's got me running at 84, 82 frames a second, and the GPU is not maxed out, and the CPU is not maxed out either. Huh. Where do I get a key from, I wonder? Okay. Ah, what do you want to bet the fresco is behind here or something? So that is slightly interesting. It is not making as much use of the GPU. Oh, GPU utilization's up to briefly hit 80%. So, let me see. If I go to options here, because right now let's see what that does. Okay, GPU utilization has definitely kicked up, and I'm running at 70 odd frames a second. Huh. 60 there. 69. One of the things I like to do is try and figure out how the system's behaving under certain circumstances. So this is me at high settings. Unlimited frame rate. Ah, look at that. You notice? it's dropped down to 50s, and the GPU is only running. The GPU is not being stressed. It's running at 65%, which is interesting. So if I'm going to say they have to work on the graphics somewhat. Well, this is not. All right. Let's see. And the GPU, despite my setting everything to high ultra, is still not running at full chat, and yet the frame rate the frame rate is more or less maxed out at 60 frames a second, which is interesting because it definitely should be capable. I've definitely got some oomph left in the GPU. It's hitting 90% there. Alright, so we'll drop it down to we'll set it to high because that seems to be reasonable. Yes, more or less. And I will set my video down to VSync. Which is 60 frames a second. I've got the monitor set to 60 Hertz refresh rate. It actually handles 180 just fine, but see how that works for me. Well, there's a bug. Not a bug problem with the game. I mean bug as in, yeah, he's not so happy with me. Right, let's try and be a little bit more constructive about what I'm doing instead of fiddling around with that. I'm going to set it back to my previous settings. I'm quite happy with medium. And I will get rid of G overlay. And we will resume whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing here. I tell you what though, I don't really notice a huge difference in the graphics. So I'm assuming then that there is a chest or something somewhere which allows me to open up that whatever it is. Nope. I'd guess I've already been there. If anybody has any thoughts on this subject, please let me know. I don't know if all the maps it creates are the same. I know there is a sort of custom map generation function which isn't available at the moment. So is everybody essentially playing on the same map? Or is it different for everybody? I think I've been... Have I been in here? Yes, I have. I'm pretty certain I have. I just realised I hadn't looked up to see if I can see stars. Ooh, I saw something saying open, didn't I? Oh, I see. It was actually follow the ancient path, look nearby, and pick up a lost key. Unlock the ancient door. Okay. That it's giving me such a hint surely means I'm in the right place, right? I keep asking this, who's been leaving the lights on? This is something I think I'd rather do during the day. That is not the best crouching animation I've ever seen. Oh, they need to do something about the camera. I suppose, actually, if I do function F4, I don't have that problem. But, I don't think I prefer that. Oh, I don't know. Oh, hang on a second. Sorry. Oops. Well, I know the chance that somebody's going to actually watch this is slightly remote, but what happened there was, and I apologise, I got a phone call, and it turns out one of my neighbours who was stuck outside and couldn't get in because they'd forgotten their keys. Excuse me. Well, I just shuffle myself around a bit. No harm done. If only all emergencies were so straightforward to resolve. What was I doing? I'm looking for a key, aren't I? And I've probably been in here. Oh, I had not. Don't want to destroy anything randomly. Not sure if I necessarily prefer this look to third person, but the game doesn't feel like the sort of game which is a third person type of game. Whoa, that was a odd dissolve in there. What's that? I'll check that later. Oh, sketchbook. Oh, it's actually... that's how it does it. Okay. Well, I've certainly seen worse, I'm sure. I think I prefer that look. It's unpleasant outside. It's cold, and those look like giant barnacles. I swear they are. It's cold, and it's got that sort of miserable level of rain going on. You know, rain when it's just, hammering down is one thing. It's that can be miserable, but there's definitely a sort of miserable quality of rain. Almost as though the rain is experiencing a complete lack of character. So, where is this key to be found? It looks like someone was trying to build a ship there. Must be a very short person who built that. Do I need to break barrels? I don't think I do I? No. Doesn't let me break barrels. Moderately certain I've checked everything out here. Yes, I have. No. Not all of them, apparently. Oh, looks like there ought to be quite a story behind it. That. I wonder what point you become encumbered. Can you become encumbered? What's the stack limit on this? I don't know. And I've been in here. And again, I want to know who keeps the torches on. No, I've been in here before. Yes, I have. Almost certain. Now, why were you highlighting... Oh, I see, it's wood. Okay. Almost looks like everything came crashing to a halt. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, is that the underside of a hull? Because if it is, that looks like... Oh, no. I mean, did something crash into a tree? There's this kind of point you say, well, surely I've searched everywhere, which is another way of saying, no, I haven't. My experience in games is when you start saying, I've searched everywhere, it's a clear indication that actually you haven't. I know, I've checked all this stuff. Almost until I'm blue in the face. Heck, I can't even find that door now. Where's that door that I was supposed to be opening? And what's this? I mean, it looks like a light made of butterflies. Yeah, I've been in here. course, I'm assuming that the key is in something like a chest. Do you get to make your own chests? I mean, that seems to be an inevitability. Alright, so I'm not getting to do so much of what I want, which is fly, but I do want to make progress, so I guess I'm just going to have to suffer through this a bit. And I've said this last time. Where do they get the seaweed from? I haven't seen an ocean around here. I mean, I've seen water, but I'm assuming that's fresh. Yep, and then there. Yeah, definitely been over here. Where's that door? I'm going round and round in circles. Yep, there's that usual hitch in something right there. I wish it wouldn't do that. I wish to say something. There's no excuse for that. It is early access. Fine, but yep, did it again. Wow, that is a fairly regular thing. Okay, so excuse me. Here's what we know so far. I have a door here. I need a key to unlock the door. Alright. Look nearby. Of course, your definition of nearby... Oh. It was right there. Oh, don't I feel a bit like a complete twit. And there's the other fresco. What do you want to bet? I am not going to do the obvious. I'm going to have a quick look round first. I wonder if they ever upgrade you from stone swords and tools. There we go. A helm. Alright. Build a home kite, set a home island. Build a home kite on your favorite movable island. Interact with the home kite to claim... Okay. What time is it? I've been doing this for 109 minutes. So, do you know what I'm going to do? Given that nobody's watching, I am going to stop here for now, and my goal tomorrow will be, assuming I stream tomorrow. I don't necessarily stream at the weekends. It's haphazard, I freely admit. So next time I will start doing this part of it. And how do I know if an island is movable or not? Guess I'll find out tomorrow. Well, if you made it this far, thank you. If you made it this far and you haven't subscribed, dare I ask why not? And if you've made it this far, well, congratulations. And I will see you all next time.